Friends, Diane Adkins here, and today I'm going to talk about Allegretto, number 10 in the Suzuki book, book 1. Now before that, if you have the Suzuki book, you'll notice there are a couple tonalization exercises and variations of perpetual motion, which you just learned, on the D string. And as I pointed out in the last video, you can do any of the pieces that you've already learned, move them over a couple strings and do them. So it is the suggestion in the book right before Allegretto is to do your perpetual motion on the D and A. And that's a really good exercise so that you get more familiar with playing on the D string. Now the Allegretto, I'll just play it and then I'll tell you what some of the new things that are in this piece. One of them is the G1. So just like long ago introduced D1, this piece introduces G1, and it also is predominantly on the D string. The other thing that I really like to stress when I'm teaching this piece is the stopped quarter note. So play 3 notes, stop, play 3 notes, stop. So you'll hear that as I play. Now there's a world of things that you could be working on in this piece, but depending on where you are, if you're not comfortable with playing on D string yet, then just play the piece and get used to D string. Try to keep that quarter note staccato. There's another new thing in this piece, and that is the accent, and it looks like a little V on its side. And that is also on every quarter note. So you'll want to try to, maybe that's what you'll work on this piece. Or maybe when you're in book 2, you'll come back and put the accent in. So you should always be reviewing these pieces because you learn in layers. You should also, as a book 2 person or a book 3 person, go back and listen to book 1 because you absorb the subtleties of the music as an advanced player. So don't leave pieces behind. Music is like a language. Okay, when you learn a language at a very young age, you don't abandon words that you first learned. You incorporate them into your vocabulary, and it's always good to go back and review. That's where you build your excuse me. That's where you build your technique. Right? A new piece only gives you the fingering and the bowing, and you're not learning how to play. You're just learning what to play. So it's important to get to the point in your music and in your practice where you're learning how to play something and what to do and build your technique. So that's what all these pieces are for. So in this one, we're playing on the D and we're learning the accent, and that's on every third note. And that's where we put a little emphasis on that, on the third note. Right. We also have 4th finger on the D, which is kind of new. So the first phrase is very similar to the second one, but we leave out a little segment. And then I also find that a lot of people in the middle part forget when they hop over to G1 to bring 1 back and start the next section. And here's another little clue I'll give you as far as if you're memorizing, and I hope you are. And that is that the last note of each group of 3 notes is the first note of the next group. So here we go. I'll point this out and then I'll finish up. 2 is the next note. 3 is the next note. Open A. 2. And I always tell my students, when you play 2, 4 always comes after it. 1, 2. All right, and it didn't come, 4 didn't come after 2 that time, did it? But a lot of times students forget 4. So this helps you a little bit. It gives you a little bit of a roadmap as to what fingering and what group of notes comes next. Good luck with Allegretto. Andantino is on the way.